Cool, the kids. Well, today we're going to do a response to Tom's video, who has done a response to my video, and I caught a bit of it, and I was like, Tom, I have a couple of little points to make. Tom, first thing is, you don't want to melt your silver coins. In my opinion, I'm not giving investment advice, but even if you could possibly, say, turn this book of Canadian dimes into, what we got here, like, a couple bucks worth of silver, so like, altogether you might be talking, 1.2 ounces maybe. And don't forget there's a 50% coin there, so that's going to mess up your math, right? So, you're going to talk about, for a piddly, 1.2 ounces of silver, a lot of work, right? And you're not going to recover all that silver. You're going to lose some of it, because you are going to have slag taking up your yummy bits of shiny, right? And I don't care if you're doing the NO cathode with the, acid and all that, you're still going to have loss. So you might come out of this with an ounce of silver for, hours and hours of work. Like, you wouldn't want to do that with coins, like these lovely, lovely winged Liberty dimes. You want to do that with crap, things out of binders or electronics bits, calculators, circuitry, little EEG sensors, stuff like that. Stuff that's like already been in a form that's not recognizable. Like, the problem with melting this stuff is that all of this is recognizable. When I look at this, I know I'm looking at about, 0.0715 ounces of silver. It says United States on it. That's a pretty nice assay to have on your hunk of silver. And actually, if you have, a lot of people, they collect the art pours, right? I want to talk about that because, since we're talking about crappy loser stack stuff, let's look at this. So if I have a poured piece, and it says on it, for example, 0.999 pure, right? 0.99 pure, right? Fine silver. Well, there's no real way to know, because I don't know who the Morning Star Mint is. So I have to check it, right? A lot of times we'll check it with acid, won't we? Right? Now, I personally know this is most likely pure silver. But that doesn't mean it is, right? So, if you're paying premiums on art bars that have to be checked, well, that would be a form of loser stacking, because you're paying a premium for a product that normally doesn't have a premium, does it? Yes. So, that would be an error. It would, I think. But I'm not giving investment advice again. But Tom's coins, back to your point. And I know you were just spitballing and you didn't really mean it. Obviously, all of this is tongue-in-cheek. But yeah, melting coins has been done. And then when it was done for good reason. But those reasons were that bar was pure silver. It was coin silver. The reason is that it was illegal to melt coins, right? And that in the form of a coin, it had a value equal to the denomination on the coin. Let me give you for instance then, which we'll get on to the next point. So, here's one. This coin here, right? We know that right there is the printed government-approved amount of silver, right? It's an 8 reals. 8 reales, whatever it is. That's 8 reals of lovely 90% or so silver, right? So that has a set value set by the government. In 1813, if I took this coin, right, and I spent it, I'm spending it based on its silver weight. Now, if I took this same coin in 1853 or so, well, the fact of the matter is the silver in it would actually be worth more than it was in 1813, right? Relative to the price of gold. So, what a lot of people did is, and you guys can read up about this, is they took all these coins and they melted them. That's why cap bust coins are a lot rarer than their mintages indicate. And the reason they did that was the gold rush of 1849, which made gold less valuable, which made silver, that's right, survey says, more valuable per dollar or per 8 reals. Right? See what I'm doing here? That's when you melt the coins, because you can't take this coin into the magistrate and say, hey, well, silver, this is worth more than gold, so can I use it in exchange then? Well, they're not going to do that. They're not going to give you that amount of gold. But if you went in there with a bar and you say, look, I got a bit of silver here. How much gold can I get for it? Well, now you're talking, aren't you? Yeah. So you got an exchange based on the actual silver value, not the reales or dollars value. Well, there's an example, right? We like that. That's good stuff. All right, I'm going to drop the stupid accent, guys. Okay, so Tom's coins. Don't melt the coins. Don't do it. If you got, like a scrappy, crappy piece of silver, and you think that you're going to do better, if you take all your scrappy, crappy stuff and try to purify it, like say this coin, for fun, I wouldn't melt it. I wouldn't melt this coin. But you might say, you know what, screw this. I just want to do an experiment. Let's melt it. More power to you. It's your silver. Do whatever you want. Fondle it. Play patty cake with it. But me personally, I'm not melting it. I'm going to keep it in the form it is, because you know why? On each and every one of these coins, there's a guarantee that it's by that government and that men and their standards that this coin is what it says it is, which in this case is about as much silver as a Canadian dime, right? So, I mean, at least it's something. It's some kind of proof that it's actually silver. And yeah, melting silver coins, I think, is a counterproductive way of cavorting yourself. That's just me. That's the only response I wanted to make. But I did get out some cool stuff here, so we might as well talk about some cool stuff. Oh, Italia. Yeah. Someone was talking about Mussolini the other day. I'm trying to remember if that was on Discord or here, and I was explaining to him that the Mussolini didn't really put himself on coins and stuff. He let his puppet, right, Victor Emmanuel, be on the coins because he was the official emperor, God emperor, but he had no real power. The real power was in obviously Mussolini's hands, El Duce, and a lot of people, I'm not defending Mussolini. I don't think he was a great guy, but a lot of people, I think, have a few misunderstandings about Mussolini. So, for example, Mussolini protected the Hebrew people in Italy from the Nazi stuff until he was deposed and then brought back in power as a puppet by the Nazis later, right? So then he had no real power. He was just a puppet, right? So, which made Victor Emmanuel the third a really, truly puppet. Like, really, really puppety. Yeah, that was rough. So you had 2 puppets in Italy, a puppet state. Anyway, don't stack Russian 50% silver and think you're going to get to sell it to the scrapper. But again, all of this is an exercise in futility because we didn't buy this coin. No one who's making these videos bought this coin because they wanted to get, even if it is below melt, sell it to the scrapper. This is a piece of history. This is from the Russian Empire. It's in decent shape, you know. Now, if you're buying crappy looking stuff under melt, then that's fine. You know, you can take that to the refinery. But if you're buying a nice looking coin, you're expecting a numismatic premium on it, right? That's what I'm getting at. This coin is not a melt piece. This coin is, a nice piece of numismatic history. So keep that in mind, that everything we're doing here is tongue in cheek, ha ha, funny. Even stuff like this, Right, this is going to be way under melt, but what's the mintage on this? How many of them are there? How many do you see? Is the smelter going to give you anything for it? I don't know. And that's the cool thing about this game is you're playing the numismatic game. You're also playing the silver game. So it's a combo of things. So like this coin is way under melt. It's like $10 under melt. But is the refiner going to give me any money for it right now? No. Is the collector going to? Hell no. But is a stacker going to give me this for SHTF? Maybe. It depends on how smart they are, or dumb, depending on how you look at it, right? So, yeah, them's the breaks on that. Let me see, I brought another thing here that I grabbed. Let's see what we got. Oh, yeah, silver coins around the world. I wanted to go on a fun diatribe about what not to stack. And obviously, Billen coins from Germany would not be something you would stack. Yeah, that would be a loser stack. But those same coins might sell for big money as numismatic pieces, depending on the years, right? So, it's 2 different markets, and that's really what this comes down to. But I would say one thing you don't want to do is silver coins around the world as a stack, because even if you get a good deal on a coin, some of these countries, like this coin from Bhutan, right? I paid $20 for. Oh wait, never mind. That 0.4. So let's do the math on that. It's 0.4018 ounces, right? So that is less than half an ounce. So we're paying about probably $50 an ounce on this, which right now doesn't seem that bad. But when I bought this, silver was like $20 an ounce. You know what I'm saying? So this was like 4 times melt. So it doesn't look as bad now, but when I bought it, it was bad. It was a bad deal. But it wasn't a bad deal for that coin. So, silver coins around the world is going to get you. You're not getting a lot of this stuff anywhere near melt. Especially the hard countries. Algeria is a hard country, fairly hard. Well, there is one coin from the 70s that will save you, or late 60s. But, so actually, it could be bad if you didn't know about that one coin. But some of these countries are really rough. Azerbaijan, Afghanistan's actually fairly rough. Bahrain is not easy. Yeah. Bangladesh is not easy. Nope. Belarus is not simple. It's fairly tricky. Bosnia and Herzegovina is a hard one. Bulgaria is fairly easy. They're easier than you would think. Cambodia can be rough, but there are rougher ones like Central African Republic. That's pretty rough. The Congo stuff's not hard to find. They got bullion pieces for that. Ivory Coast, I haven't had any problem. I got several pieces from there. Djibouti is, it's reasonable to find one, but Eritrea is very hard. Eritrea is quite tricky. So is Estonia. Ethiopia it can go either way. I've gotten stuff there under melt, and I've gotten stuff there well above melt. So it all depends on what you're going for. The circulated stuff's hard to come by cheap. France, you can get under melt, so that's easy. Guyana is mid. It's mid. I mean, you're going to have to buy either a modern commemorative or from Franklin Mint, or you can go, with the old school coins. Either one. But you're going to pay more for the old school coins. So, but they are available. They do exist, and you can find them. Anyway, guys, stacking this stuff is very silly. Okay. Especially, I'll end it with this, if you're stacking medieval silver coins. And I have actually a few examples. Here's an old French coin. The thing still has luster. It's from the 13th century. It's crazy. This must have sat in a jar. Anyway, I paid $87.50 for it, but guys at the German Discord said that was a steal for this coin. Given the condition, if I sent it in for grading, it'd probably be, it might be top pop. I'm not going to say it is. I don't know how many other coins were found in that same jar, but it's going to be a high grade. It's going to be nice. Libya, this medieval coin from Libya. Don't stack medieval silver. Okay. That ain't even medieval. This one's not medieval. It's late Renaissance, early modern age. But yeah, Libya in general, just stay away. It's hard. Libya's hard. Anyway, have an amazing day. Thanks for watching, and like, share, and subscribe. All that jive. Stay alive and go ahead and thrive. I want you guys to find all the collectibles of your dreams while you're awake, and don't worry if anyone says you have a loser stack, because you have more than your fair share. I can promise you that. Your fair share of all the silver in the world is much less than you realize. This coin right here, just this one coin, is about double your fair share of all the silver in all the world. If you took all the silver available right now above the ground that's not being used, and it's purely for metals, coins, all that stuff, you get about a third of an ounce. Okay. Now, could that be reallocated if we stopped using it for industrial use? Absolutely. Would it be a lot more? It'd probably be double that, which is about what I showed you. But your share of all the silver that's ever been mined is only going to be a few silver dollars worth, give or take. And again, look that up, do the math. So if you have more than that, you're already ahead, even if you're buying loser stuff. All right, bye guys.